Hi, this is Mike. Welcome back to Tesch Valley. It's been about a month since I posted either a video or a short. By now, I was hoping to have received the F-19 Pacifics, including mine, the Pierre Marquette number 720, I believe. I was going to have weathered by Mr. Heike down at Mr. Muffin's Trains. Obviously, those have been delayed. The entire shipment was shipped back overseas. And Mr. Muffin answered my question a few days ago. Any estimate of when they might be coming back? He's thinking maybe by December, because it takes so long to get back over there, and they've got to fix an ornament issue and then ship them back over here. So it'll give me a little bit more time to get my layout updated to 060 curves, because that's what that F-19 Pacific is going to need. And right now I'm only at 048, so that gives me a couple more months to get that ready. Also, I have repainted some of my shipping containers. I think I showed in a previous video this extremely long flat car that again needs 060 curves, and bought a 3D printed damaged shipping container in a 20-foot, in a 40-foot, and then bought a 9-pack of shipping containers and found a blue that matches those cast shipping containers that I previously mentioned. So found a blue that perfectly matches that, so I'm just waiting for my wife to use her Cricut machine to give me the cast letters, then I'll start to weather these. And again, have the very long flat car ready for the 060 curves, hopefully before the end of the year. This past weekend here in Metro Detroit was the Woodward Dream Cruise, or as I call it, the world's largest traffic jam. I haven't been to that in years. I used to go before Pontiac was killed as a brand. In fact, my membership in both Pontiac Open Club International and some local POCI chapters helped me create a working relationship with the Pontiac marketing folks. And when Pontiac still had their display at 13 and Woodward in that park on the northeast corner, they actually contacted me, and I was able to get in touch with local Pontiac owners to have their cars on display there during the Dream Cruise. The last year I was scheduled to go to the Dream Cruise was the year of the massive blackout. There was supposed to be a big, massive Pontiac parade, starting in Pontiac, going to their corner there at 13 and Woodward. The blackout killed all of that, so that was the last time I had planned to go to the Dream Cruise, and I haven't been back ever since. So the video I recorded actually yesterday now was as many of my vehicles, diecast vehicles, that I could find, with everything being kind of stashed around in storage in different places. I took all the ones that I had downstairs, and they're all on layout. So you'll see several minutes of just all of the diecasts that I have spread out on the layout that you can see behind me. You can actually see many of them right there. I've got the old future liners, I've got semis, I've got semi-trailers that I've 3D printed that are loaded up with oak branches from the 2 oak trees in my backyard. I do have 2 more cars downstairs that I 3D printed, a Pontiac G8 and a Cyclone, but I still want to touch those up, paint the headlights, the marker lights, the blinkers, the brake lights, that kind of stuff before I put those on the layout here. So that's basically what today's video is my own version of the Woodward traffic jam on my layout. All the cars bumper to bumper crammed together. So that's what I decided to do this past weekend. In addition to a video, I'll put a link in the description. This is a video for anyone who's interested in Upper Michigan railroads. And as I've mentioned, growing up in Tesch, where at one point there were 3 rails that crossed over right there. There was that Tesch switch house that I've modeled and recreated here on my layout. There's a video that Eric Sherbinaw posted several years ago. In fact, I think the last comment was 6 years ago. And it really helped me understand the timeline of the railroad tracks there in Tesch. Like I mentioned previously, when my parents bought the house back in 76, 77 timeframe, the title of the house showed that it was built when Abraham Lincoln was president as a 2-story square log cabin. This timeline of the railroads, I thought, would have been around that same time. It's actually several years after that. The very first rail that was added going through what became the 3-rail crossing at Tesch was Chicago Northwestern in 1882, and that was from Narenta, which is just west of Escanaba, all the way up to Metropolitan. That route was called the Felch Flyer Line. It goes right along County Road M69. Now obviously it's a trail. That lasted until 1970 when those rails were removed. The Sioux Line was added in 1888, and that was added from Sault Ste. Marie all the way to Hermansville, Michigan, which is just shy of the Wisconsin border, and the map on the video and the link description shows the Soo Line rails going into Wisconsin, and then, you know, to points unknown at that point. That was 1888 to 1990. In 1990, the Soo Line was purchased by Wisconsin Central, and that lasted as a Wisconsin Central until those rails were removed in 1999. So I was away at college when those rails were removed. After Wisconsin Central started using the line that went closer to US 2 from Escanaba to Iron Mountain and didn't want to take that kind of shortcut through Hermansville. The last line that was through Tesch at one point was another Chicago Northwestern. That started in 1891, and that went from Escanaba straight to Iron Mountain. And that was the point. 1891 is when the 3 rails were there. And again, that one was removed with the other Chicago Northwestern in 1970. So from 1891 until 1970, where all 3 rails were there, from 1970 to 1999 is only when the Soo Line / Wisconsin Central was there. So, like I said, that link is in the description. It shows every single railroad in the UP from the very first railroad, and there's a legend at the bottom. Color codes the name of the railroad. They're bright. They change the color the year that they were first added. They change colors when they change the name from Soo Line to Wisconsin Central, and they turn kind of a gray the year that they were removed. So I love watching that video. I've watched it several times just to see how expansive the railroad tracks were throughout the Upper Peninsula at one time. And he ends the video shortly after 1999. Because I think, like I said, he made the video many years ago, so I think that was the most accurate information he had at the time. But there's a few railroads left. Escanaba and Lake Superior Railroad is there. I watch a YouTube channel that shows all of their traveling through Channing, Sagola, Iron Mountain, Quinnipiac, Kingsford. So that's how I get my fix, because the only train that I get to see down here is dozens and dozens of car haulers from the assembly plants up in Sterling Heights. So that's not what I saw when I was a kid. I saw logs, I saw paper, I saw ore cars, iron ore cars, not coal. All of my hoppers have been updated from coal to iron ore because that's what I saw. So, hope you enjoyed that video. Take a link, hit the link, go over to his YouTube channel, watch that video if you're interested in Upper Peninsula Pacific Railroad history. And like I said, the map changes in color. It's really cool to watch. So, right into the video now. This is my version of Tesch Valley's Dream Cruise, or Tesch Valley's parking lot traffic jam. So until next time, this is Mike. Thanks.